don't you? So I'm curious to know what you think about something we're expecting to hear today, which is more about the appointment of Sue Gray to come and work for you. Sue Gray, of course, the person who at one time was investigating the Prime Minister. Did she break any code of conduct by talking to you, by talking about that job, while she was also doing something else?
Firstly, I had no discussions with her while she was investigating Boris Johnson whatsoever. I don't think anybody is suggesting that that is the case. I'm confident she hasn't broken any of the rules. Whenever a senior civil servant leaves the civil service, there's always a process they have to go through before they take up another job. That's the process she's going through, quite rightly too, the process I would expect her to go through. Actually, today, there's nothing much new about this, and I'm afraid with 48 hours to the election, what's going on is the government is trying to sort of resurrect a story about Sue Gray, mainly because they don't want to talk about the cost of living crisis, which actually is the thing that most people are most concerned about.
So you think this is a timing issue?
Oh, look, you have to smile when the government raises an issue like this with 48 hours to go before the polls.
Because they know it could potentially damage you.
What I'd say to the government is, if you're listening to people across the country, they're not talking about Sue Gray. They're talking about not being able to pay the bills. For heaven's sake, talk about the issue, which is of central concern to, I would have thought, most people watching this. They're not sitting at their breakfast talking about Sue Gray. They're talking about their bills. And if the government focused on the right choices, then we wouldn't be in the mess that we're in.
Talking about the